Shea butter is not a trend that probably blew up on TikTok and would disappear out of our faces in a few years. Shea butter has been used across Africa for centuries, in kitchens, on skins, and on hair. It's been passed down from grandmothers to mothers to daughters. It is absolutely woven into the daily life of people across the African continent. The rest of the world just discovered what Africa has always known for years, and now they want it badly. From global brands like L'Oreal, Unilever, The Body Shop, and hundreds of independent skincare companies are all sourcing shea butter in massive quantities. The global shea butter market is already valued at $2 billion and it is climbing. International demand for raw, natural African shea butter has never been higher than it is right now. And where does the vast majority of the world's shea butter come from? Africa, specifically the Shea Belt, which is a large band of land that runs across the West and Central Africa, covering Nigeria, Ghana, Burkina Faso, Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Benin, and several other countries. Burkina Faso and Mali are actually the largest producers of shea butter in the world, whereas Ghana has a well-developed shea export infrastructure. And Nigeria, particularly the northern states, sits right in the middle of all of this. Prior to this research, I used to think that Ghana was the largest producer of shea butter. On the contrary, I found out that Ghana is the largest exporter of processed shea butter and not necessarily the largest producers. You see, this is why you cannot totally rely on your head knowledge or imaginations when it comes to business. You need to do a thorough research. So what this means is simple. If you're anywhere around Africa, it means you're not chasing the opportunity from a distance. You are sitting right on top of it. So hi, my name is Manuchin Victor. I'm a marketing research analyst, a digital marketing strategist, and a business enthusiast. But most importantly, this channel exists to equip you with the right information to help you start, grow, or scale any profitable business. So kindly subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so each time I post, you'll be among the first to be notified. Also, you can follow me on all my other socials, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. My username remains THEMVNHUB. The links are in my channel description. So for those who are already in this business, I encourage you to watch to the end so you can tell me if there are things I didn't mention or things I didn't say correctly as of today. Just let me know. Feel free to criticize constructively, challenge my viewpoint, or encourage me. I read every comment, so let's get right into it. What is shea butter business? Shea butter sourcing and retail simply means buying raw or minimally processed shea butter from producers such as women's cooperatives, local processors, and market traders, and reselling it to local customers, beauty product makers, and cosmetic retailers, or to international buyers. So it means you're the bridge between the woman in a rural northern Nigerian village or a Ghanaian processing cooperative who extracts the shea and the customer in Lagos, London, or Los Angeles who wants to put it on their skin. And so that bridge is where the money is. The next question anyone considering to go into this business would ask is, how do I start? The entry point for this business is sourcing. Everything else from packaging to selling to exporting comes after. When you get your sourcing right, the rest will fall into place. So the question is, where exactly do I source for good shea butter? The major shea producing states for someone who is in Nigeria is Kwara, Kogi, Benue, Niger, Kebbi, Zamfara, and across the broader north. Markets in Kano, Kaduna, Abuja, Ilorin, and Lokoja are key buying points. You can buy raw, unrefined shea butter from producers or market aggregators for very low cost. So the next thing I'm going to cover in this video is, what exactly do you need to start? Number one, you need a capital to buy in bulk because the larger your order, the lower your unit cost. Number two, you need clean containers or glass jars for repackaging. And number three, you need a reliable sourcing contact or agent if you cannot travel down to the producing region yourself. And fourthly, you need an Instagram or WhatsApp business page. This is your shop front from day one. Let's quickly get into the projected profit for this business. I know a lot of people want to know how much will I likely make from this kind of business. So here it is. Raw unrefined shea butter bought in bulk at source in Nigeria can cost as low as 800 naira to 1,500 naira per kg, which is roughly 50 cents to $1 at current exchange rates. So what this means that 1 kg of shea butter should cost you around 50 cents or $1 in today's market. When you repackage it and sell to end users locally, that same kilogram fetches between 4,000 to 6,000 naira. This is already a 300 to 400 return on your investment before you think of exporting. So let's run the actual numbers. You can buy 200 kg worth of shea butters at 1,000 naira per kg. That is a 200,000 naira investment, which is roughly 130 USD. Then you package it into 250 gram, 500 gram, or 1 kg units. If you sell at an average of 4,000 naira per kg, your gross revenue is around 900,000 naira, which is approximately $600. I cannot honestly imagine any legitimate business that would give you this much return on your investments. Now let's look at this. After you take off your packaging materials, your logistics, your platform fees, your net profit on that single buy sits conservatively around 600 to 700,000 naira. So for an investment you put in 200,000 naira, you're getting a net profit. That's just profit alone, not including your cost. You're looking at a profit around 600,000 to 700,000 naira. Profit alone. That is between $400 to $500 for a business you spent only $65. That is over 500% return on a single investment. So for my international sellers, let's say we take that same 200 kg worth of shea butters to an international buyer, or export it through platforms like Etsy, Amazon Handmade, or a direct wholesale deal with a European skincare brand. The same 200 kg that cost you $65 at source could sell internationally from $800 to $2,000. The gap between what it costs at source and what the world is willing to pay for it is one of the widest in any commodity market, and you are on the right side of that gap. Next is the reselling plan. It's one thing to buy all of these shea butters in bulk, is another thing to be able to resell. So what the reselling channels available? There are multiple resale lanes in this business, and the smartest operators run more than one at the same time. The first one is local retail. This is where you sell small quantities of 250 gram, 500 gram, 1,000 kilogram to individuals who use shea butters on their skin or for their hair care. This is your fastest moving channel and the quickest way to recover your capital. The second is by supplying to product makers like small skincare brands, natural hair product makers, and soap producers buy shea butter in large quantities on a regular basis. 2 or 3 of these clients alone can sustain your entire business. So what you want to do is to reach out to these brands directly on Instagram. Search for natural hair and skincare brands in your country and pitch your bulk supply to them. The third place where you can sell your shea butter is in online marketplaces. You can list it on Jumia, Gigi, Konga, if you are in Nigeria. And for those in Ghana, you can list on Tonaton or Jumia Ghana. For international reach, Etsy, Amazon Handmade have active buyers specifically searching for African-sourced natural butters and oils. The next resale channel is social content. This is where you build an Instagram or TikTok page dedicated around skincare, shea butter benefits, and behind-the-scenes sourcing content. This kind of content builds trust organically and pulls buyers to you without paying for adverts. So you want to show the source, show the process, show the product. People love such stories. And finally, for the reselling plan, you want to start thinking about SFOX, which is the highest margin channel, and it is more accessible than most people think. Start by connecting with African export promotion agencies. In Nigeria, that should be the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. They have programs specifically designed to help small-scale exporters get started. And in Ghana, that should be Ghana Export Promotion Authority. They also have similar programs. These agencies offer training, buyer connection, and sometimes grant funding. So I know many of you will be worried about competition and already existing players in this business. So let's talk about how to beat your competitors. Packaging is your biggest differentiator. At the local level, the seller with a clean, well-labeled, professionally looking jars will always outsell the person selling from an unmarked container, even if the product inside is identical. Invest in good packaging. It is not vanity. it is marketing. Secondly, you want to certify your products early. In Nigeria, NAFDAC registration open doors to many retailers and make your products exportable. Look into organic certifications, some of which are the USDA Organic, the EcoSat, and the Soy Association, because international buyers, especially in Europe and North America, would always request for these. The certification process takes time and some investment, but the price premium it unlocks is enormous. Thirdly, on ways to beat your competitors is sourced directly from cooperatives. Across the shea belt, there are thousands of women's groups who process shea butters and are looking for buyers. Buying directly cuts the middleman, it lowers your prices, and it gives you a powerful story to tell. The kind of stories that resonates with international buyers who care about ethical and fair trade sourcing. It is good business and it is the right thing to do. Another way to beat your competition in this business is to build a niche around it. Do not try to be everything to everyone. Pick a lane. You could do bulk supplying to skincare brands, premier retail for natural hair consumers, export-ready processor, and become the best at that one thing. One or two major wholesale buyers in your niche can sustain and grow your business faster rather than chasing 50 small sales. And lastly, another way you can beat your competitors is by educating your audience consistently. Create content about shea butter benefits, how to spot quality, how to use it in a skincare routine. This kind of educational content builds authority and trust over time. The seller who teaches is always more trusted than a seller who just pitches. And trust in this business is what converts followers to loyal customers. See, this is not just a local hustle. Shea butter is one of the few businesses which someone started in northern Nigeria or northern Ghana can build a supply chain that reaches a skincare boutique in Paris or natural hair customer in Atlanta with relatively low capital and no factory required. The resource is here, the demand is global, the opportunity is real. You just have to move. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you'll be among the first to be notified each time I post a video. Also comment, share to someone who you think might need this information. See you on my next one.